Our duty and responsibility as Islamic Relief is to always inform and update our donors as to what we do with their funds. I am here in Tyrkia at the disaster zone, right at what they're starting to call ground zero, where there is complete and utter destruction. Over 20,000 people have lost their lives. Millions of people are in need. Islamic Relief responds to emergencies. We have nearly 40 years of experience and know-how. And upon the onset of this disaster and emergency, our teams were on the ground responding within a matter of hours. Each country and each context is very different. We are driven by the needs. We must never do anything without conducting thorough needs assessments. We are still on day 6 of this disaster conducting needs assessments. The scale of this disaster is unbelievable. The needs are many, and there are sectors in which we work. Islamic Relief cannot do everything. We have specialist sectors in which we are going to work. We also work with the network of other clusters of organizations coordinated by the authorities who will support us and guide us as to where there are gaps, where there are needs. Duplication is a waste of resource, a waste of money. It's very, very important we work with the coordinating bodies in better to understand. On this occasion here, we're discovering through the needs assessments and through the verification with the coordinating bodies needs for food, needs for shelter, needs for heating materials. In Syria, the situation is different. We then have to understand from the rest of the Islamic Relief family how much funds they have. How much should we commit here in the emergency? How can we start the process of talking to our suppliers? How can we upscale our staff, our operation? This is done within a matter of hours, but consistently the needs change and consistently the amounts of funds that we have also change. The next phase we're also working on. Within 2-3 days we talk about rehabilitation, we talk about recovery, we talk about reconstruction. We also have to look at areas that are important. We are driven by the needs. An area for which we have a lot of know-how and specialism is that in supporting children through our orphan sponsorship program, through our substantial psychosocial support work. We've worked in this area for the last couple of years within the Syrian crisis, and it is an area that no doubt is going to have a lot of requirements. So we have specialisms, we have areas of work. We try, inshallah, to ensure that whatever we do of the highest and best quality. It's driven by needs and is supported with your generosity to ensure that the funds you give to Islamic Relief are spent and dealt with in the best way. Thank you for supporting Islamic Relief's efforts. The situation is drastically changing. Just to give you an example, usually we will not, as Islamic Relief, conduct, for example, a food distribution without having people show us their documents. We are doing something called a blanket distribution, meaning we are distributing to anyone. Why? In this context and situation, when somebody's coming after an earthquake, after losing their home, you're not going to say to them, where are your documents? But after a couple of days, when people start to register, then the situation changes. Similarly, if we're working in the health sector here, we wouldn't use your money and go waste it on purchasing expensive medicines unless we've worked with the Ministry of Health and understood there may be a need. On this occasion, we are not going to be specifically working with medicines until we're told differently, but we're going to be assisting field hospitals and clinics with providing heating materials and providing food for the patients. Whereas in Syria, the situation is very different. We're going to be working in a variety of different sectors. Each country is different, the situation rapidly changes, and we always need to ensure that whatever we do is done to the best level, to meet the needs of the people, and to ensure that we respect and treat to the best amana, respect and trust the donors' funds.